topsides.
I think I'll go and find out.
Can I have a word, Matt?
Oh, I wouldn't bother, John. He's on an inquiry.
What's the nature of the inquiry?
Unless you know who she is, that's her.
I'd say it's familiar, no?
Not crew.
You'd know if she was, of course.
From that angle? Yeah, of course he would.
And you don't?
I'll go and find out.
What?
What do you think?
All sorts.
Keep them to yourself.
Well, what she thinks she's doing there for a start.
Being looked at by us. I'll go.
Best if I do. Okay with you, John?
Your blood pressure?
How do you do? Are you a passenger? This is a private area here, you know. This is the cruise deck, officers and crew only.
Get her to stand up, you fool. And how else can you move her?
Well, I'm afraid you're going to have to leave. This is a private area. You are English. Français? Parlez-vous français? Just wait there, okay? I'll be right back.
Well?
She doesn't understand.
What?
English.
Oh, that makes a difference.
Did you try French?
Of course. What else?
Italian? Well, she could be.
So what's keeping you, Charles?
He doesn't speak Italian.
I never said I did. I said she could be Italian.
No, they're more likely to be Swedish or Dutch. Well, you could try sign language.
He only knows one. Italian, definitely.
Swedish.
Since when did you speak Swedish?
Hey.
Svenska?
Me? No. Are you? Svenska? Look. You see the stripes here? Right? Well, it's okay for me to be here, but you know. No. You don't understand. Look, the deck here, this deck. No, the whole thing, the whole deck, okay? I can come and lie down here, right? Right? But it's okay for me to lie here. But not for you. Not for you, no. You get it? Right.
She said him.
What would you have done if I was Swedish, Mr. Taylor?
Can we turn around yet?
No.
Is that an order?
Yes.
Well, the next time, you go.
What happened?
She was English.
Who cares? Where is she?
She knew my name.
Did you get her name is more to the point?
What would you have done if I was Swedish, Mr. Taylor?
That's a good point.
I felt about that big.
Well, we can't spend the rest of the day on the subject.
Still no answer from your Swedish number, sir.
Thank you.
Would you like me to keep trying?
Yes, please. I'll talk to you later, Matt.
You'll be following up.
Definitely.
Following what?
Line of research, touch beyond you.
Very true. Touch beyond me, too. But she was something else. And that was a back view.
Where are you?
Thinking.
Don't risk it, son. You'll have to see the restaurant manageress.
What's she complaining about today?
The usual.
It's eating her own food that does it. Have you got that passenger list handy?
That's where it always is. Are you sure you're all right?
Fine. Go get 40 winks, Grandad. he's resting. Okay. Right, I'll be right there. Yeah. See you in a minute, Sandy.
Peter, the flat's okay this weekend. We've got the flat to ourselves.
Oh, fine.
Well, don't be so enthusiastic.
I'm crazy with desire. Just try not to let it show. Look, I've got to sort out some Egon Rone passenger we seem to have acquired. Keep your knickers on till I get to your cabin.
You're filthy.
That's what you love about me. Oh, boy. I might have...
Hello.
Is there something wrong? Was there nothing on the entire menu to your taste?
Shouldn't the chief purser have been sent?
Do you think so?
Yes.
Well, unfortunately, he doesn't walk in his sleep, but I'm sure I can help.
Unless you've changed out of all recognition in the past 6 years.
I'm afraid not. Neither with nor without your help.
What a shame. Are you following me?
Yes. And as every waiter in the restaurant, including most of the passengers, are watching us, perhaps we should talk about your complaint.
There's nothing that can't be put right.
How's your father?
How's yours?
Do you care, darling? Sorry, Mrs. Laker, I meant to say. Why didn't you go back to your maiden name?
Full of questions, aren't you?
Yes, full of them. What you do always makes me curious.
Why is that?
For the same reason it would disturb every other member of this crew. If they knew, that is.
Knew what?
Oh, come on.
Well, as they're not going to find out unless you tell them, which I would advise strongly against, they will remain undisturbed for the rest of the voyage. When he has a minute, tell the purser I'd like to see him.
In your cabin.
In his office.
You've noticed he's in his 60s, then?
61, to be precise. Goodbye. Thank you for your help.
You can't keep away from them, can you?
Not as far as I'd like.
You know her, don't you?
Yes. But I don't believe in removing the bang from a cracker till it's pulled. So what's the fun?
From your past, of course, all over and done with.
You could say that.
She better be.
Didn't you like anything?
No, not much. Lacks originality.
Talking about me?
Was I?
Were you? You like games, don't you, Mrs. Laker? Fair's fair, you knew mine. Or is it Ms.?
Ms. I'm not a neutered bee, Mr. Taylor.
Oh, hardly. Miss, then?
Near one, but full marks to try. Since you know my name, you probably know my cabin.
Miss Laker?
Yes.
I'm the chief purser. I believe you wanted to see me.
Oh, yes. Don't you think there should be someone in charge of the play area?
Pardon?
Well, their parents leave them there alone. I don't think it's safe.
But that's a parent's
No,
responsibility,
it's
Miss
your
Laker.
responsibility.
The area was specially designed for safety.
Nothing is ever safe when children are alone. Don't you think you should have a member of the crew on hand, just in case?
I'm sorry, Miss Laker. I thought your complaint was about the restaurant.
No, not a complaint, a question.
Well, then perhaps I can answer it for you.
This ship does pick up passengers from all three ports, doesn't it?
Yes, Miss Laker.
Gothenburg, Amsterdam, and Felixstowe.
Of course.
Well, then why is the food so peculiarly English?
We could hardly cater for the eating habits of every nationality, Miss Laker.
Not even two? Swedish and Dutch? Isn't it enough to expect them all to talk English without subjecting them to our food as well?
You expected a smorgasbord.
If I was Swedish, I mind.
Pardon me for inquiring, Miss Laker, but is this an official complaint?
About the food?
Yes?
No. About the play area? Yes.
You have children on the ship?
No, but I'm a fare-paying passenger. My fare helps to pay your salary. So I think you should treat it as official.
Yes? I see. All right, try again in another hour, please. Thank you.
Place your bets, please, ladies and gentlemen.
Tell me I made a move anyway. Want a drink?
No. Thank you. It's about a passenger.
They're your problem, Molly. You can keep them.
A Miss Laker.
Oh, now, Miss Laker wouldn't be dark and rather...
Yes.
Wally, not you two.
There's something about her.
Yes, that's obvious.
To be honest with you, I think she's here to cause trouble.
And she's doing very well. Matt and Charles haven't been the same since they first saw her.
Company trouble, I mean. She's wandering around the ship looking for anything she can find that's not to her liking. If they really do intend to carry out their plan to cut this as a passenger run, they've sent her to gain the ammunition.
Perhaps we should ask a few questions.
You'll get nothing out of her.
I will from the company.
They'd never let on.
I just want to know who she is. Huh. Innocent enough question when a passenger's arousing so much interest amongst my crew members, wouldn't you say?
Years go by, I know the only one for me can only be you. My arms won't free you, my heart won't try. You ask me why, I'd rather die.
Thank you for that. It's a favourite of mine. You sang it beautifully.
You're very kind.
You sound a bit too good for this job.
That's what they all say, so what am I doing here? If you'll excuse me, the fans are beating down the portholes for my autograph.
Can I buy you a drink?
I only get 15 minutes off. I use those to garden. But I'm glad you enjoyed it, thank you.
Then tell them to get Arthur Parker out of bed and radio back with the information. Thank you. I say, there is no Miss Laker on the passenger list.
Well, they would, wouldn't they?
I'll find out from Parker.
Arthur Parker wouldn't give you the time of day if it was against company interests.
Well, he might just find it is in his interest when they wake him up at this time of night and tell him that she's gone overboard. Well, he'll tell us who she is if he knows. And in the meantime, Wally, why don't you borrow her passport?
A bit risky, John.
Find a good reason. She'll probably prove quite harmless. Okay.
After you finish, then.
Where'd you put it?
I'll tell you when you've finished.
Hello again.
I only gargle with the best.
Of course.
Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen, please.
In pounds.
£1 white.
Thank you.
Red.
System play.
Allowing for the odd variation, yes.
May I look and learn?
Oh, please.
I wasn't going to tell you who she was, but I'm sure as hell not going to steal a passport for you. Anyone else's, not hers.
Then I was right. No wonder she's so cool.
Wouldn't you be?
How do you know her?
Sorry, Wally, that's my business and not your problem.
That's a right turn up for the books. At least now we know what we're up against. The big chief certainly dredges deep to get his own way.
And she's just like him. You want to watch it, or they'll be dredging for you and all.
You have to be joking, Wally. Well, Arthur Parker really will get a nasty shock when they tell him she's gone overboard.
32 red. Whatever Lola wants.
She's got.
Hasn't she just? It takes me 4 weeks to earn that.
Well, guaranteed. This isn't.
True.
Where do I cash in?
The information office.
Thank you.
Place your bets, please, ladies and gentlemen.
It isn't your money.
Isn't it?
Honey, you're
I
not...
should do back in the spotlight, no?
Is it?
Opportunity?
Yours or mine, I wonder.
I wonder.
Mr. Parker's on his way to head office now.
I thought that'd move him.
If I'd known the identity of that backside, I'd have closed my eyes.
In reverence.
Terror. Where's Matt? You wait till he finds out who he's playing charades in the nutty with.
It was her.
Yeah, none other. You should have seen him pointing out his stripes. That's the last you'll see of them.
Won't you sit down?
Thank you. You were expecting me. Your daughter?
Yes.
She's pretty.
She's dead.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
How could you? But you do know that I'm in the process of getting undressed. You can see that.
Yes?
And
What do you expect me to say?
I don't know you well enough.
I like it?
I'm glad one of us does.
Do you want me to go?
I would have preferred it if you'd never arrived. Shall I carry on?
With what? This is heads you win, tails I lose, isn't it?
Could be.
What is all this?
It's called difficult circumstances for an officer to explain away.
Now, wait a minute. You asked me here.
Wrong.
You said you presumed I had your cabin number.
Right.
Well, what's that if it's not an invitation?
The Queen lives in Buckingham Palace. You drop in on her too?
She's not my type.
All I have to do now is scream rape.
Well, I'm going to.
I'm thinking about it.
Well, you just scream away, because I've no intention of fulfilling your rape fantasies. In fact, I don't think I could fulfill anything anymore. Good night.
At this point, the lady would scream even louder.
What lady?
The one you've just rejected.
Is this how you get your kicks?
Hardly.
You just like being looked at, then?
Not much.
Oh, come off it.
Just think of me as your universal aunt.
I'll do just that.
You always fall into traps this easily.
Traps?
The crook of a little finger isn't always a promise of happy times.
Yeah, I've gathered that.
Women don't like being rejected.
Now, look, I haven't rejected you. I mean, how could I reject my universal aunt? Heaven forbid.
She thinks you did.
What?
She says you raped her.
Her?
So how do you intend to explain away your presence in my cabin to the captain?
Simple, you asked me.
I deny it.
Then you tried to seduce me. She did.
She denies it.
Look, as straight-laced as John might be, I think even he'd find this little bit of unzipping seductive.
But I didn't unzip anything. You did.
You're crazy.
Aren't most women whose reason for taking a cruise is a bit of uniform?
Yeah, and I think I'd better leave before the lady rips my uniform off.
That was next on the agenda.
Well, well, well.
You don't usually keep it on, do you?
The million-dollar question. Do you want me to stay, uniform on or off?
I want you to go. Uniform on and a little wiser.
What do you do for the second house?
Strictly what's likely. Would you mind closing the door behind you?
After being saved from a fate worse than death, how could I refuse?
Did she tell you she was going on that ship?
No, I know nothing about it.
Not my job.
What the hell game is she playing at? None anymore, sir. She's overboard, sir.
Of course she isn't. She was green as a billiard table, Ian.
They said she was. Jumped, they said. My name's Brian, by the way.
Oh, I know what they said, Brian. I also know what they said it, Brian, which is why I'm here in the middle of the bloody night to try and explain what they won't believe, Brian. Now put them through and get me some coffee. Black, 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 with coffee, please, Brian.
John, old chap, I hear you've got a problem. No, Arthur, you're the one with the problem, unless you can explain, of course.
I had no idea she was on the ship yet, old boy.
What? Yet? Well, you know now, and I want to know why.
I'm talking about your girlfriend.
I tell you, John, she's there without my knowledge. She's not due to join the ship until next week.
I say she's not due to go into operation for another week. Well, I'm afraid that doesn't get you out of it, Arthur. Oh, God almighty, Turson.
Turson?
Her daddy.
Now, I don't care if he owns every ship in the North Sea. You will repeat to Mr. Turson that I will not have the morale of my crew members undermined by him or his bloody daughter.
She's Turson's daughter?
Did you say that Catherine Laker was Turson's daughter?
Yes.
And heir to the throne or bridge.
John, she's not there for any of the reasons you imagine. I can swear to that. I did not know she was Thurston's daughter.
Pull the other one, Arthur, and don't bother swearing. Just tell us what the lady's doing here.
I told you I've no idea. She wasn't due to be with you until next week. I was going to tell you when you docked.
Tell us what?
You're putting me in a very difficult position, John.
That's what I planned to do.
Now, come on, what's the game? If we've got the daughter of the owner of this whole damn fishing fleet on board, snooping around like the Pink Panther, I want to know why.
I don't believe it. How the hell?
Croesus begat Aristotle, Onassis begat Turson begat her. Got it?
John, are you alone?
Yes, Arthur. All of us, we're alone. And if this line is going to be turned over to freight, we'd like the good news now. Otherwise, we might just decide to stay out here in the North Sea until we get it. Over to you.
I have no idea why she chose to join the ship as a passenger in Gothenburg. All I can tell you is that Catherine Laker, who you now inform me is Thurston's daughter, will be taking over the job of chief purser as from next week. She got the post purely on merit, nothing else.
We're into radio silence, 3 minutes.